welcome to the Japan Explainer. In this series, we are breaking down Japan's official 2025 economic and fiscal white paper. Today, we're diving into Part 3, Fiscal Realities and Challenges.
We're your guide to understanding Japan's key official reports, giving you the real story straight from the source.
Hey, before we jump in, do us a quick favor. If you want to stay up to date on explainers like this, hit that subscribe button. And if you find this useful, a quick like goes a long way. Got a report you want us to tackle next? Drop it in the comments below.
All right, let's get into it. Today we're tackling a massive question. How exactly does Japan, one of the biggest economies on the planet, manage its finances? And we're not just speculating here. We are digging right into the government's own official report to see what it says.
Okay, first up, let's get a quick snapshot of Japan's public finances.
So let's get two key terms straight right from the get-go, because you're going to hear them a lot. Deficit and debt. Just think of it like a bathtub, okay? The deficit, that's the water flowing in from the tap every single year. But the debt, that's the total amount of water that's already piled up in the tub over many, many years. One's a flow, the other's a stock. It's a really simple idea, but it's absolutely crucial to understanding this whole picture. Now, for years, Japan's government budget has had this fundamental gap. You've got the revenue on one side, that's all the money coming in from taxes and so on, and on the other, you've got all the spending on huge things like Social Security, public works, you name it. And that gap, that yearly shortfall, is the deficit. It has to be filled by borrowing money, which, you guessed it, just keeps adding more water to that bathtub of debt.
And then COVID-19 hit. And it basically put this whole situation on steroids. The government's entire balance sheet, we're talking both its assets and its liabilities, its debts, it just exploded. The numbers on both sides of the books grew to a scale we've really never seen before.
So all that pandemic spending, what did it actually look like on paper?
I mean, the sheer scale of the response was just staggering. In 2020 and 2021, the government passed these enormous supplementary budgets. We're talking about injecting tens of trillions of yen into the economy to keep households and businesses afloat. These numbers are just mind-boggling.
But here's the catch, and it's a critical one, that the white paper itself points out. When you're spending this kind of money, especially with so much debt already on the books, you absolutely have to know if it's actually working. And as the report candidly admits, for all those huge investment subsidies they were giving out, they really hadn't done a good job of checking if they were having any real effect.
And this is where the story gets really, really interesting. The government needed an answer, so it turned to a very 21st century solution.
So to figure this out, the Cabinet Office did something totally new. They teamed up with a private company to analyze a gigantic anonymized data set from cloud accounting software. You know, the software used by thousands of small and medium-sized businesses all across Japan. This basically gave them a real-time window into how these companies were doing financially.
Their analysis zeroed in on 4 major subsidy programs. These were grants meant to help businesses invest in everything from new manufacturing tech and IT systems to, in some cases, completely restructuring their entire business. The big question was, did this money actually make them invest more?
And right away, the data showed a fascinating pattern. The most common grants given out were for smaller IT upgrades. But the biggest chunk of the actual cash, that went to these massive business restructuring subsidies. So you can see the different ways the support was being deployed.
So, the moment of truth. What did this unique, data-driven investigation actually find?
This is it, the multi-trillion yen question. Did giving companies all this money actually make them invest more than they would have otherwise?
And the answer, according to the white paper's own analysis, is a pretty clear yes. Okay, so here's the core finding. The analysis showed that the companies that got a subsidy had a statistically significant jump in their investment in things like new equipment and machinery. And here's the key part, similar companies that did not get a subsidy showed no such spike. This kind of evidence is gold because it suggests the money wasn't just thrown away, it directly led to the desired outcome.
So let's just boil this down. What are the big takeaways here? First, in this case, the pandemic-era subsidies for investment actually worked. They did their job. Second, this wasn't just a feeling. The effect was statistically measurable. And third, and this is maybe the most important point for Japan's future, this proves there's a powerful new way to check if policies are working almost in real time. It's a tool to make sure taxpayer money is spent as smartly as possible.
Look, Japan's fiscal path is definitely challenging. There's no denying that mountain of debt built up over decades. But what this deep dive shows us is that new tools and data-driven thinking are creating smarter ways to navigate the path forward. It's about ensuring public money has a real impact. And it leaves us with the ultimate question. Can technology and smart policy really conquer a mountain of debt? Thanks for joining us for this explainer. We'll see you next time.